Hey guys, it's Friction here, or Tiger Tank 12, however you wanna call me, I don't really care. And today I've got a treat for you guys. Actually, it's just a gameplay in my Leopard prototype A, the predecessor to the infamous Leopard 1, which has served in 10 different countries, and has been the predecessor to the Leopard 2, which is even more highly regarded in some countries. Yeah, German engineering at its very best, and I have to say, this is one of the, if not the most fun Tier 9 tanks to play in World of Tanks. I know this is a very bold statement regarding that there are other Tier 9 vehicles that really are incredibly competitive. First and foremost, what tank really comes to my mind is the T-54. I think that is a fan favorite. It has been a favorite for me. It's like the second tank I 3-marked out of the two tanks that I 3-marked. So yeah. But what makes this tank so special? Now, what this tank does so good is it is so versatile. And if you guys have listened to me talking about versatility and flexibility, you will know that somewhere in along those lines that I'm saying those things is always the mention of mobility. And that is one of the things that I've noticed in the last few years. I have completely changed my game in World of Tanks. I used to be a predominant heavy tank player, but it changed in the last few years to a predominant light tank and medium tank player. I love the mobility. I love the speed that you can get, to get around the map and exploit the great places where you can really put some pressure on your enemy team. Well, you just don't really have that with those heavy tanks and tank destroyers that might give you an advantage in certain different situations. I'm not going to be countering that argument, that heavy tanks might be better in certain situations. No, I'm not saying anything like that at all. I'm just saying that I have enjoyed playing medium tanks and light tanks a lot more in the last few years than I have played and liked heavy tanks and tank destroyers and artillery. I think this is where you can really implement that knowledge, that skill, all the right factors into one nice vehicle like the Leopard PTA, which allows you to really have a huge impact on this game. Now, finishing off this rant about why I love medium tanks, let's get into the gameplay. So, what did I do in this scenario? First of all, I played the middle part, and first of all, we're playing on the map Overlord. This is the D-Day map, and we're playing against some other tier 9 vehicles, some tier 8s, and quite a few tier 7 vehicles. So, this is a very nice matchup for this tank. Very nice matchup, and if you play it correctly, it will definitely benefit your team. You can have a huge impact on this game. Very lucky shot right there, which allows us to go up to 3 kills. So what did I do in the first 3 minutes of this game? I played the middle part. I early lit that Moistion and a few other tanks, and I managed to rack up about almost 3,000 damage. But this damage came at a cost. I've lost almost 1,000 HP to incoming fire, and you can see my team is not doing too well, especially the 0 and 9 line, where you usually play as your medium tank. They have gotten into a battering, and they've been really unlucky there because, to be fair, the support of a tier 9 vehicle was missing against those tier 8 vehicles. Those tier 7s and that WZ-111, they didn't stand a chance against that overwhelming force of vehicles right there. So I'm still playing the middle position. There are 2 artillery pieces right here. Just keep that in mind. I've been fairly lucky in this few minutes that I've not been targeted by artillery up until now, and was allowed kind of to roam freely in this part of the map. So what you could see right here, the almost 4k damage that I've dealt and the 4 kills that I've gotten, are mainly the reason why this tank is so great. And the reason being is that this vehicle is so extremely competitive with this 105mm gun. This is the same gun that you get on the Leopard 1, and it has APCR standard rounds and a penetration of 268mm. That is absolutely terrific if you're going up against these tier 8, tier 7, and tier 9 and tier 10 vehicles. This is tier 10 penetration material. Keep that in mind. You're very, very competitive in these situations. You could see easily we take out the IS-3, he gives us a side, and the rate of fire is decent enough. It's not the best out of the tier 9 medium tanks, but it's very, very still very competitive in a sense that you get this amazing pen. If we compare it to the T-54, the T-54 gets like 201mm of penetration. That is absolutely nothing in direct comparison. No, I think it's a little bit more, sorry, I think I'm mistaken right there. But it's a lot less, and it's not APCR, but the rate of fire is better, so the DPM is higher, and it's a complete different vehicle. The Leopard doesn't benefit from that additional armor that the T-54 has, you know. The T-54 is this compact little brawling vehicle that can just, you know, bully other tanks, while this tank absolutely does not have the ability to bully other vehicles, not even tier 7 tanks, not even tier 6 vehicles, because it doesn't have any armor. If you're a tier 7 tank with armor and you're going up against this tank front to front, you know, and you have like a decent gun with good DPM values, but maybe not the best penetration, you'll be able to wreck this tank. You'll get this, you know, rip this tank a new one, because it just doesn't have the DPM, it doesn't have the armor. It's not going to be able to do anything against, you know. It's going to do a lot of damage to you still, but maybe it might actually just kill you, but at the same time you can deal a lot of damage to a tier 9 vehicle if you're a tier 7 tank. Keep that in mind. So that is the big difficulty in playing this tank. It does have the amazing capability of being fast and moving very, very delicately throughout the map, but it comes at a cost of armor. But it does compensate with a great gun depression, an amazing mobility of 65 kilometers moving forward, and pretty much very, very good view range. This tank is pretty much, for me, it's the pinnacle of medium tanks when it comes to flexibility. That is the one word that I would choose in this vehicle. I absolutely adore this tank. I have damaged like a few vehicles now, up to 5,000 damage and 6 kills, and pretty much we're just going on from here. The AMX, the Batchat 12T right there, he spots us, we miss him. This is actually a very delicate situation right here, because we need to get into cover, because there is a Batchat 12T chasing us, and luckily for us there is a Comet coming in. 2 artilleries fired at us, both didn't hit us directly. One of them actually did do quite a bit of splash damage. I think both did splash damage, but that doesn't really matter because we spot both of them and we're at 7 kills. Now the most important part right here is to get into cover and not get tagged by that GW Panther. And this is just how vulnerable this tank is. Once it's lit, you know, once you're the main priority of the enemy team, you see that this tank is just not going to be able to withstand those shots. Artillery is going to tear you a new one. And what I did right here is, you can see the Moisten outside, a little bit out in the map. He sees me coming in and he has to turn his turret back out to the vehicles that are coming in, but he really wants to take a shot at me and, you know, take me out, but he doesn't really manage to do that because the T-26 E5 destroys him, and we manage to take out the last vehicle on the enemy team, and that is the T-34 2GFT. So, to cap this all off, this is an amazing vehicle. This is a tank that I really will be enjoying for a long time. I'm currently grinding for the Leopard 1, And I think I'll definitely make a what to expect video on this tank, because it just has all the attributes that I absolutely adore about medium tanks. And yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this gameplay. If you did, as always, leave a like, a comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace out.